Hello there, welcome again to Get Data Solution. In today's topic, we'll see MND activity tracking dashboard. So we'll see the progress and implementation status of meal and MND activities that contain design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing activities, where we'll see different projects and their status in terms of design, activity, monitoring, evaluation, and closing, and in terms of also completion status. So that will be our topic for today. So for that, uh, I have used this data tracking template where we have a project name, a design activity status, monitoring activity status, evaluation activity status, closing activities and closing activity status, as well as staff assigned to specific projects. And here we have it also calculate the cumulative activity as well as the unique activities. So I'll explain in each of them, and for that I have used these support items where we have here we have 5 design activities. In your case, you can make it write your actual design related activities, but for this purpose I have used D1, D2, D3, D4, and D5. Similarly, for monitoring activity, I have used M1, M2, and so on. For evaluation activity, also E1, E2, and for closing activity, I have used C1, C2, and so on. So this is the first version. In the second version of this video, I will actually come up with actual monitoring activities that are related to design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing. So for this one, I have used abbreviation like D1, M1, E1, and C1, which correspond to design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing. And staff also here, the number of staff you have for monitoring those specific project. For status, I have 3 options here: planned, ongoing, and completed, and the number of project 1, project 2, project 3, project 4, and project 5. And you can extend this up to this highlighted section for all, for design, for monitoring, for evaluation, closing, staff, and status if you wish, and even for the project. So this template can accept data up to this highlighted section. So so let us discuss how this template tracks it and finally generate this beautiful dashboard for M&D activities. So here is, for example, if you see project 1 has got 3 design activity, D1, D2, and D3, and the status, in terms of the status of design activity, all are completed. You can actually readjust by just clicking here from the drop down menu the status. Either it is planned, if it is planned, it's changed to this color. If it is ongoing, it will change it to this color, and if it is completed, it's changed to this green color. So that is the color differentiation for uh, status. Similarly, for monitoring activity, project one has got M1, M2, and M4, and here is their status. And in terms of evaluation activities, contains E1, E2, and E5, and here it is their status. In terms of closing activity, it has got closing activity 1, closing activity 2, and closing activity 3. And for project 1, the person assigned to this project is Abdi, as you can see. So similarly, you can fill it for project 2 in the similar manner. And for project 3, project 4, and project 5. For this demo purpose, I have used 5 projects, and as you can see, and there are 15 activities, and there is also activity repetition for different projects. So you can actually click and select the type of activity from drop down menu, and that's how you insert your data for both for all of it, for design activities, for monitoring activity, for evaluation activities, and for closing activities. And then you'll select you'll save the data, and automatically it will calculate for you the the activities here, the unique activity for unique project here. As you can see, we have 5 projects, and the community is 15. For design also, we have 5 unique design activities. For monitoring, we have 7 unique monitoring activities. For evaluation is the same, and for closing, we have 4 unique closing activities: C1, C2, C3, and C4. And the number of staffs we have is unique staff is 5 here. So that is it, and let's go to the dashboard and see it is interactivity as well as how we can actually see the dynamics. Just before that, I have used uh, as a slicer. We can see the data by project or by staff or by, you can see by design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing if you like, which I will actually demonstrate here now, right now. So from the very uh, summary of the dashboard, you can see here on the top we have 5 unique projects, and the total staff is 5. If I add the data in the data set, this can be automatically changed. Currently, we have 5 design activities, 7 monitoring activities, 5 evaluation activities, and for closing activity altogether we have 10 to 1 activities, which is distributed across 5 projects. And and that is the overall activities, which is indicated here. Uh, this is overall activities in total, which is indicated here. We have a slicer here which we can see by project name, by staff, by design, by monitoring, evaluation on closing activity if you wish. So in the dashboard, we can see for each specific project the number of activities for each thematic area. For example, project one has got three activities of design, three monitoring activities, three evaluation activity, and three closing activities. And project two also has similar. Probably these are medium-sized projects, and project series also have similar number of activities. If you come to project 4, it has got two design activities, two monitoring activities, two evaluation activities, and two closing activities. And probably this might be a small project. And project 5 is has got 4 design activities, 4 monitoring activities, 4 evaluation activities, and 4 closing activities. Probably this project 5 is probably large and big project, which may actually have a lifespan of 3 or more years. So in total we have 60 activities, which is added up of all these projects. So in terms of their status, as you can see, the status is actually indicated here for different thematic areas. For design activities here, for design activity, eight activities were completed. 8 activities were completed, which is 53% of overall, and uh, 3 activity or 20% is ongoing, and 27% is not started or actually planned but not started. So this is for monitoring activities. As you can see, almost 1/3 of activities completed, which is constituting about 34%, and the remaining are either ongoing or planned. In the same fashion, we can see here for evaluation activities where you can have similar proportions as that of monitoring, which is 1/3 is complete so far. So for closing activity, only 20% of 3 activities were completed for overall projects. So that is how you can interpret the data. And this is also a bar chart that shows the number of activity for each thematic area and for each project. For example, project 5 has got 4 activities for design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing uh, parts. So, as I've said, this is a very dynamic chart. You can see the data by project. Let's see for only a single project and see the dynamism that changes when I click on project number 5, for example. Now I have selected project number 5, and as you can see here, the number of activities are 16 expected activities from this project. In terms of design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing, each part has got 4 activities. If you go down here also, it shows similar. And in terms of their status, for project number 5, 50% of the design activity is completed, which is 2 activities. As you have said, there are 4 activities here. Out of that, 50% is completed. When I come to the monitoring activities, 50% of monitoring activities are completed, and the remaining are actually either ongoing or not started. For evaluation activity also, two activities were complete, which constitute 50%, and the rest are actually ongoing and remaining. And for closing activity, only one activity is completed so far, and three activities are remaining. So that is how you can see. As you can see, when I actually click project number 5, staff assigned is Howie, as you can see. So you can see even detailed by uh, design activity, monitoring activity, evaluation activity, and closing activity if you like. But for this moment, I will actually want to show you only by project name and staff design. But if you wish, you can actually see the data by even each monitoring activities, which will actually constitute uh, each element, and you can see the data like this one. So currently, M1 activity, for example, monitoring activity 1 is planned by project 1, project 2, and project 3. As you can see, yeah, project 1, project 2, and project 3, and in terms of their status, it's also showing the same trend. But just for the time being, let us focus on the bigger aspect, which is uh, project by project and either by staff. Let's see for project 2 again. If you see for project 2, project number 2, there are 12 activities expected from project number 2. And in terms of designing activity, monitoring, evaluation, and closing activity, uh, okay, project number 2, 333. In terms of the status, 67% of the design activities are completed, 33% are going. For the monitoring, one third is completed, and the remaining two thirds is either ongoing or not started. In terms of evaluation activity, it's also similar, and closing activity is also similar. Let's see again that this project was run by Bona, that is why it is highlighted. Let's see for project number 4. If you see the project number 4, we have, as you can see, we have 8 activities expected from this project number 4, and in terms of design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing, each stage has got 2 activities, and in terms of completion status, uh, status for this project, all are either ongoing or not started. Let me go to project number 4 and readjust the data, for example, and you will see the change. Project number 4, for example, this is as planned. If I make this completed, again, if I make this monitor activity completed, and if I go to the dashboard and update the data with single click, can you see it? It has changed. So for I have changed the design activity, one design activity and one monitoring activity, so it has been actually updated. So that is how it works. let me actually go back to overall. So in overall activities, so far we have this data. We have 60 overall activities. Here are the overall activity, unique activities, which is 21, 5 activity for design, 7 for monitoring, 5 for evaluation, and 4 for closing. And here is the distribution of activities for design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing by project. And here is the status in terms of completion, ongoing, and planned for closing, evaluation, monitoring, and design. So likewise, this bar chart also changes. So what is the purpose of this M&D activity tracking dashboard? That is very important, and for whom that this is recommended. So in terms of the purpose, as I've already mentioned, this is an M&D activity tracking dashboard. One of the purpose is it automatically generates progress report and completion percent, as we have seen it, to compare completion percent of different projects. Yeah, we can actually see the completion percents of different projects. You can compare easily and easy to identify on which activity support is needed, and it's also save time, simple to update anytime with a single click. You just once you update, for example, if you go to one activity here and change the status and save it and click refresh, it will actually automatically update your data. So that's why I've said it's simple to update and with single click, and convenient to share to your teams. It's also support to follow up project on programs. Let the managers and the team where to focus on next month or next quarter, and let project manager team where to focus for next month or quarter. Uh, and alert managers which activities support his or her team. So in terms of for whom this is recommended for portfolio managers, uh, M&D coordinators and the leads, meal staff, M&D staff, project or program managers, project or program team coordinators, partners, and donors. So that is it. And so we have seen project M&D tracking dashboard in today's topic, where we have seen different activities under these 4 categories, and where this dashboard is dynamically changed, and which is actually very important for project staff and M&D staffs, where you can see the status of activities by project and uh, by project design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing activities. So that's it, and I think this is very helpful for M&A activities. So the thing is, you have to insert your data here and directly use it. So you have to insert your activity here, the actual activity. In the next video, I will actually come up with actual design activity, actual M&A activities, evaluation activities, and closing activities. But for this demo purpose, I have used D1, D2, D3, and D4, M1, M2, M3, and so on, E1, E2, A3, C1, C2, C3, which is closing activity 1, closing activity 2, closing activity 3, design activity 1, design activity 2, and design activity 3. And you just insert your MD staff here, which are actually supposed to manage. Then uh, you just write your status here, uh, the status stuff you want to see. For this purpose, I've used plan, ongoing, and completed. And you also insert your project name here, and you can fill the data up to this last highlight section, and then the data will automatically populated in here in the table. And so you simply just uh, click here from the drop down menu and select everything from drop down menu. So that is it, and I hope you have enjoyed this beautiful dashboard. And next time I will actually come up with actual activities related to design, monitoring, evaluation, and closing. And thank you very much, and bye bye.